Hey there everyone, this is Piper here, and this is another Rome to War battle. So this is actually a battle replay. It's a game that I played last night, and it's a 31k 3 versus 3 battle. So I've not actually played 31k in a long time. It's probably been a couple of weeks at least. I think I played a battle with Thor probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is the first battle in a long time. Mainly been playing on Game Ranger, just CWB games, just trying to get better, just trying to work on my skirmishing a little bit more. I've been having trouble with my mouse recently. I had a really good mouse a while ago, and I've had that for a few years, and it's eventually worn out, and that mouse was amazing. And it's just trying to get a mouse that I'm comfortable with. Right now I'm using a SteelSeries Kinzu mouse. I use like palm grip, and I like to rest my fingers over the mouse. And it's trying to get a mouse that's quite ergonomic, kind of fits my hand well. I've got medium-sized hands, so I don't like a mouse that's too small. So if anyone has any good mice for a palm grip, I'm looking at some SteelSeries. There's one called The Rival, and there's other ones as well. But if anyone has any relatively cheap mice, I don't want to pay a lot of money for a mouse, please let me know, because I'm researching what's going to work, what's best for me. So right now I'm playing with it's a average mouse. It's called SteelSeries Kinzu. So it's okay. It's doing the job pretty well, but it feels a little bit too small for me. So if I just get a little bit larger mouse that's comfortable, my micro will be a lot faster. So we played this battle last night. It's first game in a long while, and it's a 3 versus 3. And I like to upload live recordings. This is a battle replay. But it's quite an interesting battle replay. Hopefully I can give you some tips and advice on how to possibly improve your game maybe. So we'll look at the armies fast. It's on our side, it's 2 Roman armies and Seleucid Empire versus 3 Roman armies. It's myself, player Cornovi, he's taken Julii, and we're playing with OTD RVE Copsman. I don't know whether there's a player called SR that plays in the game. He might be this player, I'm not sure. But everyone here is a really good player. And same with the opposing side. So it's basically 3 BH players. The first player is called Pontius Pilate. I haven't played with this player before, but he's got a pretty good army. Mainly Urbans, 4 Cav and 2 Archers. And the Cav are 2 Chevs on those. Player GREKO, he's got the standard Roman army, 6 Urbans, 14 Urbans, 6 Cav, and player ODIN, he has the same army as GREKO. Our side, bit different. Seleucid Empire, 6 heavily upgraded cataphracts. He's got pike, a silver shield, legionnaires, and 4 archers. I've taken a similar army, very heavy in the cav. I've taken 6 cav. I think 2 were off the top of my head. 2 were 2 chev. The rest were 1 chev, 4 archers, gold attack, and gold urbans with 1 legionary first. So right now we've got our archers on the left flank, and Copsman is flaming these urbans, and I'm getting some shots in on the left flank as well, because it's important to use the archers on the left flank because you nullify the shield. On to my right we have Cornovi. He has a standard 6 cavalry and the rest urbans, and he's got a lot in loose formation here to nullify any Pila. So we get Corpsman firing his archers over. It's quite a not a new strategy, but he's using flames off the bat. I'm assuming that's to basically lower the morale of all these troops, and maybe he's do a cav charge at the start. The archers are really powerful against cavalry. That's what you really bring them for in 31k. When you're fighting against armies like ours, we have a lot of archers, a lot of cavalry. You really want to push as fast as possible. You want to engage as fast as possible, because the longer you leave, the longer you don't engage, the more arrows we can fire off. So what the strategy they should be using is basically engage as fast as possible. Fair enough, maybe take some extra damage from Pila, but I only have 10 urbans. This player will have 14 urbans, so there's an extra 4 urbans. So they should really maximize that. Really push forward. Don't give us time to use the arrows, because we'll see later on it's the archers that really win this battle and the cavalry. If you bring a lot of archers to 31k, the really only way of playing that is to bring. You sacrifice an urban, but you can upgrade your cavalry. So if you bring archers, definitely bring good cavalry. That's the idea for archers in 31k. Bring archers, but bring good cavalry as well. The reason why I brought that army, it was basically to support Seleucid Empire. They're a bit vulnerable with the pikes. The pikes are quite susceptible to archers. So what you kind of find quite often is that the enemy will bring a lot of archers to fight Seleucid Empire, because they're very effective against the pikes, because they don't have that good at armor, and the shields are pretty crap as well. So right here we have Corpsmen flaming and shooting arrows at GREKO's cavalry. I have my archers over here as well. I got off a couple of volleys as well. And you can check out all the damage here done by the archers. When you consider these archers they cost about 190 each, upgraded probably like 300. Maybe it's even more, maybe it's about 330. That's really good value right there. You really don't want to have your cavalry pointing to the side when you've got archers against you, and especially that way because the shield is on the left hand side. You really want to get these guys facing forward, preferably in loose formation. We've got a slight charge here by Cornovi against ODIN's infantry. That was quite a good cavalry charge there, because you can see there ODIN is relying a lot on his Testudo at the front there. He's turned off fire at will. Quite a good charge there by Cornovi. He's actually been able to catch a few of the cavalry there. I brought my cavalry over to support Cornovi. And another thing about when you have a lot of archers, every time the cavalry moves and you fire arrows into that, they're affected even more, because they have cavalry are affected more when they're moving. There's a moving disadvantage. So if you fire archers into cavalry when they're moving like this, they'll suffer even more hits because they're not static. When they move, they're more susceptible to arrows. And we can see here ODIN lost a couple of infantry there who got caught up in the cavalry charge. Check out the left flank fast. Pontius Pilates did a charge against the archers, and Corpsman was able to repel that attack. Probably not a good idea to do an attack with one cavalry like that. The cavalry is quite vulnerable to all the archers and the cavalry. because that's like an overwhelming force there, these soldiers are intimidated by that and they'll right more easily. However, it looks like he's using that cavalry unit just to harass the archers. So, in the centre, I've moved forward my front rank of infantry, and the idea here is GREKO hasn't got his second rank of urbans in loose formation, so the idea here is to get these guys into Studio and target the urbans at the back with Pila. And we can see there again, every time the cavalry goes past, we're getting arrow shots in. Now there's 2 units of archers somewhere. Pontius Pilate brought 2 units of archers, and they're at the back here. So it looks like he's using these to target the Seleucid Empire's archers. That's probably a really good strategy because those guys do have a range advantage. So that was a really good strategy there. But I do have the 4 auxiliary archers at the back there. So we've got a slight outflank with cornovi. He's brought his cavalry around to the side. There's no possibility of any arrows getting fired there, so they're pretty safe. I've got my cavalry here. My archers are backing up the centre, getting some good shots in against the cavalry. And even though these cavalry are quite vulnerable right now, I don't want to use all my arrows. I think at this point in the battle they had about half of their ammunition left. So you want to get some good shots in, but you want to save some for the actual cavalry battle. 4 volleys of flaming arrows will annihilate the enemy cavalry. So if you have a cavalry battle on your hands, that will definitely swing the tide in your favour. So we want to keep some arrows left for that. In the centre here we see GREKO's using a technique against my urbans. Basically, he's attacking the Testudo troops in an attempt to bring them out of Testudo, to draw them into combat. My second rank, they're actually at fire at the will, so they were actually able to get some shots in against GREKO's urbans. I probably took some damage there as well, but I got more shots in against GREKO. But throughout all this, again, given loads of time to use the archers, they should definitely be pushing a lot more. You can see here, getting more volleys against the cavalry. And again, that's the weak side. Look at the shield. So we've got very strong cavalry. Just check out the opposition's cavalry. So they've probably lost. I mean, that unit's down to 36, so that's probably 2/3 strength. And this cavalry is not. It's basically just go gold. Whereas we have go gold plus chevrons in each one, and 2 or 3 have 2 chevrons, and the archers. So we've got right here GREKO pushing his cavalry around the right flank. That's quite vulnerable by itself because these cataphracts will destroy the cavalry, and the archers will be getting side attacks as well. It also means he's quite vulnerable because Brutii only brought 4 cavalry, and he's actually lost one of them as well, and he's going to lose another unit there. So it means we've got a cavalry superiority in the centre and the archers. So we've got GREKO coming in for an assault here. It's quite risky because obviously cataphracts, these cataphracts are gold plus 2 chevrons. These guys will destroy the Praetorians. He had a very bad charge as well at the start. So probably a better idea would have been to keep the cavalry together. Odin's pushed in for an assault against these urbans. I'm counter-charging with my cavalry. I'm also flaming as well with the archers, and that combined assault there with the cavalry and the archers just routed all of Odin's cavalry. So the battle is very strongly in our favour now. We're getting more kills with the archers attacking the rear of Odin's cavalry, and it just means that we've got the cavalry superiority now. The cataphracts did a great job on the left flank. We've broken Odin's cavalry in the centre, which has given us a free rein to attack the urbans. So we've done another cavalry strike there against the urbans in the centre. And when you're using cavalry, you don't want to be attacking single units. You want to be attacking units at the back and allowing your cavalry to run through. You always want your cavalry to be running. You don't want them to be stationary in combat. We've got the cataphracts attacking the urbans on the left flank. GREKO's actually pulled back his cavalry, and seeing that threat, Coxman is actually pulled back. So another cavalry assault in the centre here, again running my cavalry through, and we've also charged in the urbans as well. So that's just going to smash the centre. These cavalry they're gold, 2 chevrons and 2 of them, and 1 chevron on the rest of them. So that's just going to completely annihilate the centre. GREKO's on the left flank, trying to get some kills on the cataphracts. We've got cornovi chasing down the enemy cavalry and some of the routing urbans. There's a bit of pressure on Slust Empire, so I've returned my cavalry and I'm going to attack the back of Brutii. I've also sent over 3 units of urbans to help the Slust Empire's left flank, because he's got GREKO coming over and those urbans. So I'm just going to charge these guys in. Don't have to line them up, just charge them in, get some kills, hold the line. That cavalry attacks, it's destroyed the Brutii centre and their left hand side. So we're going to do another charge through GREKO. If you look at the left side, Slust Empire is probably under a bit of pressure. I'm sending over urbans to help out, but we want to take out GREKO first. Just destroy the centre, and then we can concentrate on the left hand side. So Coxman doing a great job here, holding out as best he can, withdrawing his cataphracts. Fortunately, he's probably going to lose all of his phalanx and silver shields. You see here, I've sent over urbans to help out. GREKO's doing a charge in the rear. Cornovi's coming over as well to help out. So it's really only Brutii that's left and the GREKO cavalry. Cornovi's bringing over cavalry and the urbans. I have urbans coming over as well, and I have the cavalry at the back. Still got some urbans here, enemy urbans, and the GREKO cavalry. My cavalry is going to charge right through. There's a massive bulk here of Brutii urbans. So you can check out here the damage. It's going to be a mass rout in Brutii, so that whole clump there of urbans is going to be routed. Still got GREKO here, but these guys are stationary. Got some urbans charging in there to get some kills, and that's basically game over. There's no way back from this now for the enemy side. They've got some urbans scattered about, got some archers at the back there, but it's pretty much game over. That was really well played to everyone. Again, it's the first time I played 31k in a long time, so that was good to get back into. Very well played to my ally team. Good use of the archers and cavalry by Empire, and well done to Cornovi for charging at the back there, getting us around. Probably some tips. If you've got a lot of archers, if you're fighting against archers, definitely close the gap as fast as you can. If you fight against the Empire, definitely bring a lot of archers. Keep your keep your cavalry together, and don't attack if you don't have the advantage. So again, thanks for watching this battle. Again, it's very close to Christmas time. Hope you guys have a very good Christmas. Have a great New Year. Don't eat too much turkey. And I hope Santa's good to you as well. So that was actually a heroic victory for our side. When the battle ended, I wasn't sure whether it was heroic or not. I know Empire took a lot of damage, so I wasn't sure if it would be heroic. But we did get a lot of kills though, with not very much damage. So again, that was very well played to everyone. Again, thanks for watching. Again, as before, have a great Christmas. I'll see you guys soon. This is Piper signing off.